That's it. Да? Хорошо. Так, so let's begin with exercise 5b. In the last class, we got a problem with this exercise. So, so this is, let's write the conditions. Unless taxes are raised, there will be a deficit. Yes, there will be a deficit. Then, if there's a deficit, state services will be curtailed. And therefore, if taxes are raised, state services won't be curtailed. Okay. So the last time we got a problem with this one. Let's fix it. Okay. Please. Raised taxes and will be a deficit, right? So this is the first statement. Unless taxes are raised, there will be a deficit, okay? And if there's a deficit, then state services will be curtailed. So, state services. Okay. And all this will be a big statement, compound statement. Therefore, if taxes are raised, then state services won't be curtailed. State services. And that's it, okay? So we have here written the statement, this sentence in symbols, and this will be false. Why? So let's assume that this is false. So let's assume that everything is false, yes? And since we have an implication here, so we have an implication, and these are the two main statements in this implication, then this will be false, and then this should be 1, and this should be 1. So we assume that this is false. It means that so that this is true and that this is false, right? So and then we have that this is false and this is true. Okay, so we have true and false, and then since we have the same statements here, we can already say that this is false and then this is true, and this has to be 1, this has to be true, and this has to be true. But since we have here false, then this can be true for any value of deficit. So if this is true or this is false, then anyway this is going to be true. Okay, and here we have the same case. So we have that the implication is that the conclusion is true, then this can be either true or false, and then this will be true. So what does it mean? That deficit, so we can have this deficit, or we can't not have deficit, and we will obtain the same value here. Okay, but so it means that we assume that this is false, right? So if the taxes raised, then the state services will be curtailed. Okay, and here we are saying that if the taxes raised, 1 second. Yes, so in the case when this holds, when this is false, then this holds. The first part of this implication holds, but this is false. Then everything is false. Okay? So again, we assume that this is false, and for this false assumption, we obtain that this holds. It means that this is false, and since this is false, then everything is false. And that's it. Okay? So that was 5b, and we also wanted to check 8b. Okay, so let's check here AB. So we had many questions about this one in our group in Telegram, and let me write again the statement. So there's an avenue with a bank. So there's an avenue with a bank crossing a street that has neither hotel nor restaurants. So do you remember, right? So let's do again this thing here very fast. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and here we have the same 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And we have that these are the, so from north to the south, okay, avenues from north, so these are avenues, and these are streets, right? And we have the following, so BS, arch, S here, R, R, S, SB, arch, B, arch, R, and R here. So we have supermarkets, hotels, and restaurants and banks. Okay. So there's an avenue with the bank. So there exists an avenue with a bank crossing a street that has neither hotel nor restaurant. So when we say crossing a street, I thought we were talking about the bank, but I asked to the lecturer, and we are talking about the avenue. Okay, we were not talking about the bank. So when we say there's an avenue with a bank crossing a street, so the avenue is crossing a street. But since all the avenues are crossing all the streets, then this thing, so this, there's an avenue with a bank crossing a street that has neither hotel nor restaurant. This is the same as saying, one second. So this is the same as saying the following. So there's an avenue with a bank, and there's a street such that there's not hotel here and no restaurant, right? So saying this, crossing a street, means that there's an avenue with a bank and there's a street that has neither hotel nor restaurant. Okay? That's the same. So that is why this is the correct answer. Okay? So at our group, you were proposing that all these should be here, but since everything I said before, then this is not true. Okay? So again, there's an avenue with a bank and there's a street that has neither hotel nor restaurant. So this is the answer. Okay, so an avenue, so there's an avenue with a bank and there's some street that has neither hotel nor restaurant, and that's it. Avenue. Okay, so this is street, in this street, so we fix the street, and then we have different, we have all the possible avenues, okay? And that's it. So, and we said, is this true or false? So this is false, right? Because this is true. Yes, of course. So there's an avenue with the bank. Yes, this is true, but there's not such a street with or yes. So there's not such street. Okay, with both without both hotel or restaurant. So this is false, it means that this is false. Okay, and that's it. The next one, AD. AC, right? AC, yes, AC. So I see that we have just 2 people here. So please, everyone, write on YouTube plus, okay, in the comments that you are here. I know that you can watch that this seminar after I don't know, tomorrow or only any other day, but I think it's important for you to be here, okay, just right now. So please write a plus, all of you. And okay, so let's follow, let's continue. So AC, what do we have for AC? Every street, so let's write it. Every street has a supermarket or crosses an avenue with a bank. Okay. So again, when we say crosses, we are not talking about the supermarket, we are talking about the street. And since each street is crossing each avenue, then this is the same like saying, or there's an avenue, okay? So you can forget about this or crosses, we can write just or there's an avenue with such property, okay? Then, well, this is not difficult, right? So every street has a supermarket. So for all street X, there exists Y with a supermarket YX, right? For every street has a supermarket, or there exists an avenue. So or there exists Y, and there exists a street such that there's a bank here. So an avenue and that's it, okay? So this one wasn't complicated. Again, for every street has a supermarket, or there's an avenue with a bank, and that's it, okay? And so is this true or false? True? Yes, let's see why. So every street has a supermarket. Every street has a supermarket. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I forgot something, right? No. Right. So this is false, yes, but since this is or, and this is true, so there's an avenue. Well, this is true, yes. Then this is true, okay? Now, 8E. So we have in 8E. So now we have, so let's write that here. Now we have symbols, and we have to write this in, with words, with English words, okay? So we have the following. So this is A, E. Okay. There exists and there exists M, such that we have S. Sorry? We didn't write what? D? This, yes, sorry, so D. Okay, let's do D. Yeah, we have to do everything. So about your homework, some of you already sent me your solutions. That's very good, but anyway, so I can check your solutions, but anyway, I will have to discuss with you everything, okay? Well, that's fast. I just wanted I want to know that you did that by yourself and you understand what is written in your solutions, okay? So don't worry for that. But each of you have to do it, okay? We can meet here after class or in Zoom, I don't know when. Maybe I will write on our group, okay, today, when. I think today in the afternoon, I mean each week, today and maybe, I don't know, on Thursday or something, okay? So AD. What is written for AD? There exists a restaurant with no bank on the same avenue. There's this what? A restaurant with no bank. Okay. This is a restaurant with no bank on the same avenue. Yes. Okay, so could you help me here? So what's the first thing? There exists, right? So there exists an avenue and a street. Such that what? Such that there's a restaurant here, right? So such that there's a restaurant here. So we have the first statement written here. And with no bank in the same avenue. So and. So we know that there's no bank in the same avenue, so in Y, right? So the same avenue in Y. What else do we need to write? So there's a restaurant here, and on this avenue, there's not a bank. But for each avenue, we have many different choices for the streets, okay? So, well, Z, okay? So there exists a restaurant and in this avenue and for all the streets on this avenue there's not a bank. That's it. So is this true or false? So there exists an avenue with a restaurant and in this there's still an avenue with a restaurant and in this avenue there's not a bank. Avenue, well, here for example, right? I mean this. Yes? So this is true. Well, actually, I mean, we could, yes, we could, but I don't know, this way it's much more, I mean, yeah, it's much more understandable, you know, because you are applying this variable only to this predicate, no, not for this. And you are applying both for everything, so that's why. But yeah. I mean, yes, you can write it here, yes, but I mean there are different ways to write this, but there are more beautiful or understandable ways to do it anyway. Okay, next. 8e now. So we have the following statement. So there exists n, and there exists no, and for all m, there's a supermarket here, right? And something happened. Yes. So we need to write this in words. So nobody posted anything, right? Никто не написал plus? Это просто не видно, да? Okay, so could anyone tell me? Yes. So yes, we have an avenue. Okay, now let's. First of all, how do you write this? How do you read this? If A, then B, right? Okay, so if yes, if there's an avenue, N is avenue, right? No? But the first one is always an avenue. No? Yes, right? So, 1 second. Okay, yes. So, what do you propose? Okay, yes. There's no street. Restaurant on this is no there. There's no avenue. Okay. There's no avenue. Where? On the same avenue. Yes. Okay. So let me write this way. Maybe you can write it better, but that's what I could do. So there's an avenue. There's an avenue in which all the supermarkets contained here are located in streets without restaurants. Okay, So there's an avenue, and in this avenue we have not only one supermarket, but we can have many supermarkets, and these supermarkets are located in some streets in which there are no restaurants. Okay, that's it. Next one. F, right? So we have this, how do we think? For all n, there exists m. Okay, but we forgot to say it. Is this true or false? So this is true, okay? You can check that by yourself because we don't have much time. So this is true, okay? Check it. For all n, there's a bank, and there's n exists m. Okay. No hotel. And okay, I continue here, and SNK or SKM. Yes. Okay, so we have two big statements here, two compound. So we have a compound statements, and we have two atoms. Well, this is not an atom, but you know, two parts. So this is the first part. This is the second part, right? So we have to say this in English. Then we have to say or, and then we have to say all this in English. So this one. Yes, every avenue has a bank. So that's first, right? So every avenue has a bank. Or or what? So look, we have here we have here NM, and then we have here N, and we have here M. Okay, so what can we say? So every avenue has a bank, or yeah. So tell me. Yeah. So look, we have NM. So we have an avenue and streets, an avenue M and a street M. So we have, I call it that way, we have an intersection. Let's call it a crossing intersection. I'm going to name it an intersection. So we have an intersection of an avenue and a street in which there is no hotel, right? Or there's an intersection of an avenue and a street with no bank. So we say this. So there's an intersection, so there's an avenue and there's a street in which there's no bank. And or such that, let's call it, just write such that. What happened? Yes, so there's either there's a supermarket on this avenue or a supermarket on this street, right? Okay. Such that there's a supermarket either on this avenue or on this street. Okay, that's it. So this is true or false? This so just say this is false. Okay, I think it's false. You can check. Right. What? Where? What? Bank, I said, right? Sorry, hotel. Yes? Okay. Yeah, and that's it. Somebody wrote, что такое S? S, it's a supermarket, okay, Gregory. Write in English, please, because not everyone speaks Russian. So we have what? No, that's so we have to continue with A. And I think we today finish with this part of the seminar, and we will begin, I hope, with the strings and, well, with strings. Okay, you had a lecture yesterday on strings, and that's okay. Next, so we did F, right? Now G. So let's write just M. Okay. Such that okay, this is an easy one. You have to resolve it by yourself. No, wait. Yes. So. Look, what do we have here? If we have what? If we have two banks on the same street, the avenue, yes, the number. So what does it mean? Yes, so how many banks? Yes, there's an avenue. No, there's a street with only one bank. Yes. And this is so a street with only one bank. Street with only one bank. Well, yes, this one, for example. Okay, the first street has only one bank. So this is true. True. Next, AG. So we have a arch, and that's the last one. Yes, good. A arch. Okay, so axis X, and axis Y. There's the bank OM and restaurant VM and hotel XM and supermarket YM. Yes, and then now bank MM and bank MM. Yes. So we have an implication here. So this is like the first statement, and and this is the conclusion, right? What can you tell me about the conclusion? It's always false. So this is false. 100% this is false, right? And so what does it mean? How can we interpret this? So we have that some x, not this x, I mean some, I don't know, just w. This is a statement and implication that is false. And we can prove that this is equivalent to say that this is that this is false. Wait. So we have that this is false. So what can I okay, yeah. So this is equivalent to the negation of W, okay? And we can check this. So this implies this. I mean, we can write this in this form, okay? So we can take this statement and the negation of this statement, and is going to be equivalent to this thing here. And let's do it. So how are we going to write the negation of this? Look, we have that. So we need to write the negation of this, right? Of all this. So let's do the following. So this is equivalent to say M all U for all the negation of what of this. And we have a bank, then we have a restaurant, and VM, and then we have a hotel, XM, and finally supermarket YM. Right? So this is the negation of the first part of the statement. Yes, and now this is equivalent to say what? Say this. So we can write just this, and then if we have that there exist some variables for which this holds, the negation is that for all variables this doesn't hold, right? So for all x and for all y, this doesn't hold. And how do we write that this doesn't hold if we have here and? Yes. So if this is how, okay, when doesn't it hold? When one of them doesn't hold, right? Because we have and, right? So we have to write the negation and. So the negation of bank UM or RVM or negation of hotel XM or negation of the supermarket YM. Yes. Now we can translate this into English. How? So what do we have? So we have a bank, a restaurant, a hotel, and a supermarket, and all of them have something in common: the street, right? M, 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 and M. So so what can we say? That, let me write it then. Again, please. Yes. So there's not a street containing. I mean, you can write a little different, but with the same meaning, right? These are my words. So there's not a street containing simultaneously a bank, a restaurant, a hotel, and a supermarket. Okay, supermarket. Okay. So at the beginning, when you see this, you have to analyze when something is not right, when something doesn't work. And in this case, this doesn't work. So if this doesn't work, it doesn't mean that just this is false or something. So you have to full analyze everything, okay? So because if you say, yeah, this doesn't work, so this just doesn't make sense, no, it's not the case, okay? And this is true or false? So there's not a street containing simultaneously everything. Yeah, true. Yes. Yes, this is true, right? And finally, we finish with number A. That's very good. So number 9. we have to put the following arguments in symbols and check their validity. A, 9A. So what do we have for 9A? No animals are immortal. All unicorns are animals, and therefore some unicorns are not immortal. So no animals are immortal. Let me write. No animals are immortal. Then all unicorns are what? All unicorns are animals, and therefore some unicorns are not immortal. So let's do everything from the very beginning. Okay, first of all, we have to define the domain. So the domain, let's call it just all living things, all living beings. Okay. Yes. And for predicates, let's have the following. So we have animal, we have unicorn, and immortal. Now we have to work with this. Let's write everything into symbols. Okay, no animals are immortal. How do we write that? How do we write this? Yes, no animals are immortal. So for all, yes, so all animals are mortal, right? So all animals if we have an animal, then it's mortal. All animals are mortal. Yes, so we have negation here, right? Then, and all unicorns, so and, yeah, let's write and, all unicorns are animals. So all unicorns, what happened with them? They are animals. Yes. And we conclude that therefore some unicorns are not immortal. So there exists a unicorn so there exists some living being which is an unicorn and what? And it's mortal, right? Yes? Okay, so let's so we can just read to the statement and we can analyze it. from the language, you know, from the structure, and we can say, yeah, this is true or false, actually, from the very beginning. So what do you think? This is true or false? So all animals are mortal, and all the unicorns are animals. Then there exists an unicorn that is mortal. What do you think, true or false? Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, look, let's suppose that this is false. Yes? And again, the very first thing we did. So if this is false, then this is false. Right? So what does it mean that this is false? So there exists a unicorn that is mortal. How do you say that if this is not true? So all the unicorns are immortal, right? Then we can write this. I mean, if this is false, then we can write that all the unicorns are yes. So if yes, are immortal. Yes, because we cannot find this mortal unicorn. Then all are immortal. So we have that all the unicorns are immortal, and we have that all unicorns are animals. So we have that all unicorns are immortal and are animals. And we say that all the animals are mortal. So we got a contradiction. Okay? So we say that unicorns, we are saying that unicorns are immortal, and then we are saying that they're mortal. Okay? And this is the contradiction. Okay, so let me write this here. Something like we obtain that unicorns are both mortal and immortal. So contradiction. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's it. So this is what? So this is true. Okay, because we obtain a contradiction for this. So this is this is true. Somehow this is true. Okay, I don't know. Wow. Oh. Okay, next. Yes, yeah. Okay, so 9B. What do we have here? There's a white unicorn and there's a tame unicorn. Therefore, some white unicorns are tame. Okay, so there's a white unicorn and yes, there's a white unicorn and there's a tame unicorn, and there's a tame unicorn, and we conclude that therefore some white unicorns are tame. Therefore some white So, what can you tell me about this one? Is it true or false? From the very beginning. So, there's a white unicorn. So we know that there exist white unicorns, okay? And we know that there exist tame unicorns. Then, does it mean that some white unicorns are tame? No. Why? No? Look, you have here some white unicorns. Yes, you have that. There exist some white unicorns here, and there exist some tame unicorns. So there are some white unicorns which are tame. Maybe, but we don't know. Maybe they are all different. So this is not true. Okay? Right? But anyway, let's write this. So there exists some white. So in this case, the domain are unicorns, just unicorns, right? We are talking just about unicorns. So there exists a white unicorn and no, yes, and there exists some tame unicorn. Therefore, there exists a white and white unicorn and tame. So this is false. Now 9C. So some students are studious. No student is unqualified. Therefore, some unqualified students are not studious. So, some students just two duos, right? Let me check. So two no student is unqualified. Therefore, some unqualified students are not studious. So first of all, the domain here, just students, right? So we are talking just about students. And students can be either unqualified or studious. I hope you are this kind. And let's then write this into symbols. So what do you think? Is it true or false? Why? Yeah, so no student is unqualified. And what are we saying here? Yes. So there are not unqualified students. So this is false. Okay. But anyway, let's write this. So this is X studios. And all X are not unqualified. Right? Then we say that the X is some student unqualified. And non-studious. Yes. So yeah, so we can write this in this way. So let me. This is a general result. So for there exists X for which phi holds, and for all X doesn't hold C, then there exists X for which hold C and doesn't hold phi. We have the contradiction here. Okay. So from now on, I'm going to write contradiction this way. Okay, contradiction just this. Okay. So we have a contradiction here, and then yeah, this is false. Okay. Now, no. So we said we did C. Now D. Yeah, here. So about the deadline, by the way, I asked to the lecturer, and he said that the deadline for is 2 weeks after you studied that topic in the lecture. So I think that you finished this topic yesterday, so you have 2 weeks, okay, from today. And you also finished, I think, with strings yesterday. So you have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say, okay? So do not let everything to the end of the semester, because don't do that. Okay, so we have nine what? So 9D, right? 9D. This one was a tricky one, I remember. So nothing effective is easy. First statement. Then something easy is popular. And then we are trying to write that therefore something popular is not effective. It's not Why? So nothing effective is easy, something easy is popular, Therefore, something popular is not effective. So let's say that is true. Let's say that we don't know. Well, maybe you can see it, but for me it's not that obvious. Maybe it is. Then let's assume that this is false. Okay, wait, we have to write this into symbols, right? So so for all, so nothing effective is easy. So if the domain, well, let's write that. The domain is just, you know, like everything. Like, no, maybe, well, I don't know, you can think about something, but maybe, I don't know, anything can be here. Okay, maybe homework, for example. If your homework is easy, then it's not effective. Yeah, it works. Okay, but yes, let me check on something. So this is, I don't know, let's say homework. I mean, this is just one example, okay? We can talk about anything. And all the predicates we can talk about are if this is effective, if it's easy, and popular. Then nothing effective is easy. We don't have anything for nothing. We have something for all. So everything effective, right? It's not easy, right? Then something is popular. So something is popular. Well, here's something. What do you think? So what quantifier? There is, yes? Okay. For me, I would say for all, you know, but yes, there is, but something, you know, anything, maybe something, anything. Yeah, that's the deal with the language, that for me something, it should be for all, but there is. Okay? No, for you, no. There is, yes? Or no, for me, okay. There is, yes, there is, but okay. And there is X, so there exists, there's something, okay. Easy, right? Then it's popular. No, and popular. So yes, there exists something easy and popular. Okay, and then we said that therefore something popular is not effective. So there exists something popular that's not effective. So let's assume that this is false, right? Then this is false. And what does it mean that this is false? So there exists something popular that is not effective. If this is false, it means, let me write here. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Yes, implication, of course. Implication, no, but conjunction is not conjunction. Okay, so and. So there exists only popular and non-effective. So if this is false, so it means that for all x, so if doesn't exist something popular that is not effective, so everything that is popular is effective, right? Yes? So we are saying that we have here the statement that there exists something popular and non-effective. And we are saying that this is false. It means that everything that is popular is effective, right? So everything that is popular is effective. And now we have this, and then, so this should be true, yes, because of the implication. And we say everything that is popular should be effective. And we have here then, so let's take some x, which is popular, then, so let's take some x prime, right? So this x prime is popular and is effective, and then since, because of this, it's not easy, right? And since it's not easy, and here we say that everything that is easy is popular. And then we had that this is not easy, but it's popular, right? So we got the contradiction. Okay? Yeah. So again, so we have that because of the because of this is false, we have this. We have that everything that is popular is effective. Then from here we have that everything that is effective is not easy. So we have something that is popular, is effective, and is not easy. But here we have written that everything that is easy is popular. So we got the contradiction, okay? Here? Because we say if something is effective, then it's not easy. And in this case, for example, we say that there exists something that is popular and is not effective. So you see the no, that's a different. So you want to put here and, right? Think about this. If you have for all, then you have an implication. And you have the existence, then you will have this, okay? I mean, you have to look at your sentence, but this works this way, okay? Because it's not logical, or how to say that there exists something, and if this, so this is different. If I put here, for example, implication, so that's a different thing. It's absolute, okay? So that's it, okay? Yeah. So we got a contradiction with this and this, okay? You can see that. Now we haven't finished 9E, and we have 5 minutes more. What about, so after 9 we got finally, yes, the following seminar, the next seminar is going to be about strings. Something different at least. Yeah. So 9E. Any fool could do that. I can't do that. Therefore, I'm not a fool. Well, well, this is true or false. So let's write these on symbols. So for the domain, we have just people, right? Because we have, yeah, like, yeah, people, just people. And the predicates, let's call it that way, that full, yeah, it's a full. This? Yeah, yes, this is true. I said it was false. Yeah. Ah, I didn't say anything. Yeah, so we are then this is true. Okay. So we have full and what else? And just like let's write can, like can't resolve or can do that. We can just can. Okay. Now, then any full could do that. So for all x, if it's a full, then can do it, right? And what else? I can't do that. So can't. So I can't. So let's write I. Okay. Any full can do that, but I cannot. So does it mean that so I'm not a fool, right? I'm not a fool. So let's suppose that I'm full. So let's suppose that this is false. Okay, let me finish 2 minutes and then we have that this is false, right? So I'm full, yes, and since I'm full, then I can do it, but I cannot do it, and we have the contradiction. Okay, so this is true. So this is true. Okay, then we just have number 9F. We will do that the next class, and we will begin with strings. Okay, thank you very much.